Role-playing games are a story-driven experience that comes packed with many facets like the wonderful storyline, crafting characters, playing storylines. In this video, I will show you some best role-playing games for Android in 2022. So without any further ado, let's start this video. The first game of this video is the Banner Saga. The Banner Saga, one of the RPG video games, is a tactical RPG battlefield where the choices made for the play directly make a difference in the gameplay and significantly affect the outcome of the play. The player starts, as in this best action RPG, a leader who needs to save people from the wrath of enemy clans and vicious drudge soldiers. The fantasy realm incorporates the myths of Vikings and bastions that are abandoned by the gods. Next up we have Fire Emblem Heroes. Another of those top mobile RPGs, Nintendo's Fire Emblem series, one of the greatest best RPGs, has ruled over smart device gaming for the last 25 years and is still going strong. The action-packed RPG game has been specifically designed for touch screens and includes all of the characters from the Fire Emblem world. Next up we have Darkness Rises. Darkness Rises is one of the best offline RPG games of all time, thanks to its intense visuals, fascinating gameplay, and epic fights. The plot of this one of the online RPG games goes something like this. You are the planet's savior, the fate of your world is in your hands, and you must protect it from the demons that have come from hell. So you journey to hell itself in order to vanquish the monster and save the planet. Next up we have Eternium. The RPG game is fairly simple to play, with commands such as tap to move and swipe to cast, making the game a delight. To assist users during the offline period, one of the best action RPG games allows players to download stuff that can assist them in offline mode. Its tap-to-move control makes it seem more like a classic point-and-click action RPG game, and it outperforms thumbsticks every time. Next up we have Genshin Impact. This RPG Android game is situated in a very dramatic atmosphere and ranks among the finest fantasy games. The narrative of David is important to the Genshin Impact, one of the best RPG games. You are abandoned with your siblings on an abandoned world, stripped of your powers, and placed into a profound slumber. You have finally awoke after eons to discover a new world around you. Now you'll begin on an adventure to find answers, team up with a varied cast of people, and solve the myriad secrets that David contains. Next up we have Chaos Ring 3. Chaos Rings, one of the top RPG of all time, was initially released in 2010, and the RPG series game has since become a craze among gamers. Chaos Rings 3, a top free RPG game, enhanced the gameplay experience once further and was filled with a rich tale and high-quality audio. The game's music has a particular position in history, having been downloaded over 1.1 million times. Next up we have Another Eden. Another Eden, one of the finest action role-playing games, is a genuine game of adventure and excitement. It is another of those legendary free RPG games that will delight you. Downloading this game will bring you to a globe adventure as you trek through many nations and landscapes to discover individuals who were previously considered to be lost forever, with real-time shadows and a whole other universe to explore. Next up we have Heroes of Steel RPG Elite. Runs on a storyline where the player is the last ray of hope of humanity and sets his journey in the post-apocalyptic medieval world of steel. But, unlike best RPG games on Android, where the player has to build a party of 4 characters and combine unique talent in all the characters to make them help in materializing the strategies. There are over 60 levels in which the characters can be transformed into legendary heroes. Next up we have Final Fantasy Record Keeper. The game is a mix of adventure and sci-fi fantasy saga, where the player is expected to help Cloud and Cecil to stop Sephiroth and Golbez. The game seems like a piece of heroic battle which is derived right out of Wonderland. It doesn't matter if you are looking for medieval fantasy or futuristic sci-fi action, Final Fantasy is simply the best offline mobile RPG Android game for any platform. The last game of this video is Star Conflict Heroes. This is a nice game where players need to expand a fleet of spacecraft. It is a sci-fi action RPG game that allows you to explore a story-rich universe. You will have to fight against other players on a galactic journey to acquire new starships and upgrade the abilities of the existing ones. So that's the list of 10 best RPG games for Android to play in 2022. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel Geek and press the bell icon for more gaming videos.